All right, we see you out there, Kirk Franklin, in your moves. Let's talk, shall we? All right, how you guys doing out there? Thank you so much for clicking the thumbnail over here at Pippi's Point of View. Welcome, you new viewers, you returning viewers, and you subscribers. Thank you so much. Let's get right into it. I know I'm kind of late, and I forgot to post this video. Been kind of busy, with a whole lot of things, and I was only reminded about doing this video when I just uploaded the Kim Burrell's video, and that is Kirk Franklin. And I really and truly want to talk about Kirk Franklin and his moves, okay? And this video, I'm here to tell you, is definitely for mature audiences, all right? And I'm going to talk about some things, but it's not necessarily inappropriate, but at the same time, it could be seen inappropriate. So I just want to put this disclaimer out there right now. It's not to offend Kirk Franklin, of his family or the church or so on and so forth. It really isn't. I think, we can learn a lot from this. Let's talk. So there I am, scrolling through social media a couple of weeks ago, and of course, Kirk Franklin video about his dance moves are all over the place, all right? And some people can call it that he's probably gyrating, that he's twerking, that he's doing all these kinds of moves, all right? And some of us are definitely admiring this new body he has, okay? It's obviously the man of God has hit the gym. He's working out, physically fit, so on and so forth. And that's where I think we probably are missing. We're missing something that's very important, all right? I remember years ago, okay, Juanita Bynum, No More Sheets sermon that put her center stage, right? That sermon was all over the place. And in her sermon, I believe, I could be wrong, but I know she said this before, but I could be wrong. She mentioned something about putting on a pair of blue jeans. And when she put the blue jeans on, that, she started to walk around the house, very, not so much sexy. She wasn't walking around the house like sexy, but when she put them on, she said, I think it kind of like woke up this desire in her to kind of like put, lust at bay, if you will. And so she said for a period of time, she wasn't wearing like certain clothes that fit her a particular kind of way because the sermon is about no more sheets, and she's trying to get rid of her bedroom sheets. All right, that's what it is. Check it out. I think that message is still as powerful today as it was back then. All right. So this is how I'm connecting the two. So when I'm looking at Kirk Franklin, all right, the video, the first thing in my mind, I went like, what is Kirk Franklin doing now? Let's just look at him. Then I thought about, I looked at the message, the post, and then I started to listen to what the person was saying who was, making a comment about Kirk Franklin dancing. So I looked, I was like, well, okay. Yeah, pastor, man of God, gospel artist, what have you. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of inappropriate for a, gospel artist to be moving like that. So then again, I'm looking, and then I thought about, for whatever reason, the Juanita Bynum's sermon. Then I thought about Well, Kirk Franklin has said he has had, issues with, adult movies and so on and so forth. He said that years ago. So then I'm looking and I'm saying, man, Kirk Franklin does look good. You got to give it to the brother. I don't care what it is. Like, I'm telling you, Kirk Franklin he's totally put together. Like, I mean, really, hats off to you. Try to get into the gym, by the end of this year myself. Really, that's my goal. But I'm more of I don't like to be indoors. Like, I think if I'm toned, I'm good. I don't want to lift. I just want to be toned, so on and so forth. But anyway, moving right along from that. So I'm looking, and then I'm thinking about Juanita Bynum's sermon about the genes. For whatever reason, I'm thinking about Kirk Franklin in his body. I don't know why. I'm like, okay, it's Kirk Franklin's body. He's buff. This man is moving. Wait a minute, you can't get mad at Kirk Franklin because, this man, he looks good. I keep saying it. That's why I'm saying it's adult, because that's what we're talking about. So I'm like, he really looks good. And then when you're looking at Kirk Franklin and he's moving, you have to check yourself. Like, wait a minute, come on now. Yeah, you all are looking at Kirk Franklin's body. That's what we're doing. Let's just be honest. We're looking at Kirk Franklin's body, and we're looking at a body that Kirk Franklin has never had before, that we know growing up. Like, I remember Why We Sing. I remember that, the album. I was addicted when I first heard it. I was over a friend's house. I was over my aunt's friend's house, the aunt that introduced me to, In Vogue and Phyllis Hyman and Mary J. Blige and Mesa and Kelly Price, like that aunt. Like, I was over to one of her friends' house and she was listening to Kirk Franklin. And I was like, this music sounds good. Like, whose music is this? And it was Kirk Franklin. And I was hooked right then and there. So anyway, we have to understand something, and whether if it's still there or if it just now being there and we're noticing it. Kirk Franklin has always been a high performing artist, gospel artist. The man has never sat still on a stage, at least from what I've observed. Like, he's just one of those guys who's going to move, and he's going to do his James Brown moves, so on and so forth. He's going to glide and slide and all of that stuff. And what Kirk Franklin is doing right now, as far as the dancing, what I have been able to see, is pretty much performing the way he has always performed. He's never been, a standstill performer. So as you're looking at this, you're saying to yourself, like, well, yeah, but that's moving. He got waist. Let's be honest. He got waist now. He got thighs. He got back. He got chest. He has everything, and he's moving now. And we have to be an adult about this and say, yes, he's moving, and so is his body now. We are paying attention to his body, and we think that he's probably being inappropriate. I don't necessarily think he's being inappropriate. Think about it. If you work out, there's going to be parts of your body that's going to stay still, right? And there are parts of your body that's going to move. And it's unfortunate that he, being a man of God, is supposed to, usher people into the presence of the Lord. And now you're standing there, some of you guys out there, standing there looking at him now and saying, Kirk Franklin is looking good. I know he's throwing his hand up, getting the crowd. Kirk Franklin, at this moment in time, you have to be honest, he could stand still and he could be up there moving the crowd, and somebody out there going to be like, dude, he looking good up there. Like, I'm not thinking about anything. You have to check yourself. It's pretty much what I'm saying. I'm also thinking that maybe Kirk Franklin might want to be mindful of what I was saying earlier about the Juanita Bynum comment, because maybe now, if he is moving and if he is dancing and he's feeling good about himself, you have to listen. Kirk Franklin, I don't care what anybody says. If you are working out, y'all know you done been there before. Kirk Franklin's probably walking around with his shirt off now. Like, think about it. And you know, it's a confidence that he's having. So he's walking around feeling confident about himself. You know, probably wearing different clothing now. It's no different than a woman who has lost weight, you know, a tremendous amount of weight, 600-pound life, so on and so forth, who has lost weight. It's no different than that. And so you're feeling good about yourself. And he is moving. All right, he's on stage, he's moving. And for the most part, he's probably really and truly feeling himself. Now, I'm not necessarily think he's doing it from a place of seduction. I'm not, but I think that one person that has been consistent in all of this is Kirk Franklin. We know Kirk Franklin music has now always pushed the envelope, you know, back to Stomp, and then even other songs that he was singing probably before then, you know, people were probably saying, oh, I don't know, this Kirk Franklin, you know, it's still, he's gone a little bit too far, and he hasn't even done anything but just have a choir. You know, so we have to just really and truly be mindful of that and keep that in mind. I don't know. It's just my thought process about this when I saw it. And yes, I do think that maybe he should be mindful of the fact that he's going to continue to work out. All right. And obviously he's in a place where he's looking good. He's feeling confident about himself. I'm not necessarily going to say it's going to be, you know, that he's intentionally trying to entice people. I don't think so. He's been very transparent about certain things in his life. But again, I'm just saying, Kirk, it's just me. This new body, okay, is probably waking up some things, you know, that you probably trying to, you know, keep down. You know, like, no, you need to back off now. I know I need to dance and all that. You see what I'm saying? But be mindful that, you know, some people probably think otherwise. I don't know. It is what it is. That's just my 2 cents on it, you guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching over here. And if you made it this far, I still say it's only appropriate, I think, to ask you guys to hit the subscribe button if you like this particular content over here. I appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much. Remember to put your behind where your heart desires to be. And also remember, whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support. And also, on that note, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next video. And until then, you know what to do. Take care of yourselves out there. All right.